Hey guys, it's Amelia here. Hope everyone is doing well. I have been down and out for like 4 or 5 days sick, so if I sound like I'm still sick, that's why. But I had a request via Instagram for a specific eye look, which I have on this eye. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm using a shade stick. I know that they don't have those at... Oops! I know that they don't have these at MAC anymore. I'm using Cedar Rose. I really wanted to use Corn, but I think it's in my wedding kit right now, so so I'm just going to use this, which is fine. So if you can use like a paint pot, I'm using a colored base for this. Can you see? I'm using a colored base for this. Just something that's colored. The next color that I'm going to use all over my lid is Sun Blonde. If you can see that color. Now, this was a part of a limited edition. If you have like Gorgeous Gold, you can use that. That'll be fine. With a $2.39 all over the lid. Don't forget to turn your brush. Make sure you can see me. Turn your brush upside down. And see, really all the Cedar Rose shade stick underneath, even though they're not in the same color family, the Cedar Rose is kind of a sheer copper. They're still going to work together. It's going to tone down. This has a slight, I feel like this has a slight green undertone to it. It's a very neon yellow, if you ask me. So this kind of tones it down a little. Next, I'm going to use Paradisco, which I know you can still get. It's a really pretty peachy pink. I'm going to use it with a 224 brush and go all the way through the crease in that rainbow motion. Fallout, or if you don't like how the shape of it's going, because we're going to work a lot on the outside of the eye to keep that color really bright. If you don't like the way the shape is, you'll be able to wipe it up at the end. This is going to be a part of our transition color, so you're going to take this almost right under the brow. You can see. And then we're going to use Coppering. I love Coppering. If you don't have this color from MAC, you need to get it. It's just awesome. It's like just a perfect copper color, and it's a Velux pearl, so it really shows off a lot of color. It's not going to be sheer. I mean, you could sheer it out if you wanted to, but it's just, if you don't have it in your makeup kit, you need to. So same brush, and then I'm going to work that in the crease, and this over the Paradisco, it's going to help it stay longer and just stay bright underneath and around the darker colors that we're going to use. So just use that in the crease. Don't take it as high as you took the Paradisco. But I'm going to use soft brown, which is a matte. You're not going to really see this. What this does, because this is a matte, I'm going to put it over the Coppering, which was a Velux pearl, because we've got a lot of frost going on right now on our entire lid. And we want to tone a little bit of that down. So the soft brown is going to do that without really altering the color of the Coppering, so you're not really going to see it. And then we're going to go over it with another matte. We're going to use Foley and then Embark on top of that, and it's going to help that matte, this soft brown is going to help as a buffer between the Coppering and the Foley, which is quite a bit darker. So we're just going to take this right here, and we're going to put it in our crease, really get into the fold, and so it doesn't really darken it, but it's just going to act as a buffer. You can probably tell it darkened it a little, only because I've already used this brush with the Foley on it. So then we're going to take the Foley and we're going to just put that right over it. Working in the outer corner. And then kind of create a little V right there. Like I said, this is a very blended look. It's got a lot of color and it's got some darkness to it, but it's pretty blended, so you can't really go wrong. You can't mess it up. It's not a super structured look. We're not carving out a crease or anything, so you can work kind of fast with it. And then Embark. Oh, here's the Foley. You can see it's a really good like red brown. And then here's the Embark, which is like a red chocolate brown and it's darker. And you're going to just go and deepen all that up a little. Make sure both of my eyes are even. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 224 brush. Sorry, my foot's falling asleep. My 224 brush again that has probably just dusted off a little some of that coppering on it, and just kind of go over it and blend it through and like buff it. Sorry, my leg is falling asleep. Let me. Okay. Now we're going to do our eyeliner black track. Just pile it on the brush. I'm going to do a pretty thick winged outline. I do winged outliner most of the time. Want to make your eyes look wider and you really want to work on this outer part, bring the liner out there. That's going to give the illusion that your eye really is that big. If you stop the liner where your eye ends, it's going to look like you just have a bunch of shadow hanging out here by itself. But if you bring that eyeliner out, it's going to give the illusion that your eyes really are that big. And this gives you a chance to sort of shape your eyes a little differently if you want to. If you have more rounded eyes and you want them to be more cat-like, or vice versa, bringing it out this far gives you the opportunity to kind of change the shape. There's that. Now we're just going to add it to the waterline. Up front we're going to tightline. I took this brush and I took Embark, and you're going to start out to smoke it out, and to smoke it out as much as I did here, we're going to start, you know how on the lid we start lightest, build to the darker. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to build the darkest right over that black track, and we're going to lighten it and pull it down. And the further we pull it down, the bigger our brush is going to be. So I'm going to use I used a little bit of this Embark to just smoke it out, and then I'm going to use this same brush and use a little bit of the Foley and just pull that down, not as much in the waterline, well, not waterline, but not as close to the lash line, I guess, and bring that down. Now we're going to switch out brushes. This is a Coastal Scents brush. It is a thicker, much softer than that pencil brush. It is BRCS09, and see how it's a very rounded, it's not as pointy, but it's kind of rounded and it's softer. So that's going to deliver our color, our coppering, and some of that soft matte brown. We're going to pull that down a lot lower. But because the brush is thick, it's softer and it's bigger, it's not going to concentrate as much color. So just make sure that you tap it off really well, because you don't want, like this insane amount of coppering. And if you feel like, oh my gosh, this is getting too low, Amelia, I look like a raccoon, that's okay, because you can come back through with a baby wipe and adjust it a little, take some of that down. Make sure you bring it all the way out, and then dip a little in that soft brown. That soft brown is going to buff that coppering down so that it doesn't look so crazy bright. So, I'm going to take Vapor. There's the eye. Under my eyes. Okay, so I've done my concealer. I've done that NW15, which is a little bit lighter than my natural skin color, just a little. And I've done it under the eyes, sort of in that triangle. Bridge of the nose, around the nose. I've been sick, so I have a really, really red nose. Now, I'm going to use a new foundation that I am in love with. Just absolutely in love with. It is the Airflash by Christian Dior, or Dior. Oh my gosh, this color is the 200. It's the lightest one that they make. It is so beautiful. It covers up anything that you could, I mean, anything that you need to cover up, it's going to cover up. And all you do is you take the nozzle off. I use this brush. This brush is from either Crown Brush or Coastal Scents. And I just use a big buffer brush. You know, even if you use, you know, like a 187 from MAC, it'll be a little bit more of a sheet coverage. But I've been sick. I feel like my skin looks really bad, so I'm just going to use this dense brush. Just spray it right on the brush. Don't spray it right on your face. It doesn't blend as well when you do it that way, I feel like. But it's because it's so pigmented and it dries down really fast that you could potentially leave blotches. However, if there's a place that you really, really need to cover up, you could spray it real quick and then buff it in, but just in a small area. Don't spray your entire face. You're not going to blend it in quick enough. Just get right under the eyes. You need to go back through and adjust. If you need to add, I would use that soft matte brown. Don't add any of that shimmer over your foundation. Just use that soft matte brown to just blend. Blend that out. I'm going to do some powder, bronzer, and blush, and I'll be right back. So I'm back. Lashes are on. I put Ardell just wispies on, mascara over that, and then black track again. Don't skip those steps. Always put some mascara on your false lashes and redo your eyeliner. It's going to make your lashes look better than you could ever imagine. Now I'm going to do lips. I'm going to use the NYX or NYX, however you say it, just natural lip liner, and then the Extreme Lip Cream in, I don't know what color this is. Natural. Huh, natural and natural. It's like a lipstick and a lip gloss combined. I really like it. So there you go. We're finished. Thank you all. Thank you so much. You know who you are. The lovely lady that requested this on Instagram. I hope that this was easy for you and that you enjoy it. Really, really like doing these videos. I'm going to do a couple more probably right now, and just because my makeup's done and why not, about brush cleaning and some things like that, because I've had some requests for that too. So just look out for those. That's the look right now. You can see it. Bright yet dark, really pretty colors. Great for spring or fall. It's really a good all around look. Thank you. Sorry if I sound like I've been sick, but I have been. And if you want to put comments below, all the products I'll list either below or a link to my blog, because I always write about every look and video that I do. So I'll have all of that below. So check that out. Comment. Let me know if you all have any requests, what you would like to see, any questions. And as I always say, you know, keep it nice. Constructive criticism. You know, we're all just on here doing what we love. You know, it's all a learning process, especially when you're an artist. You never stop evolving and learning. So I appreciate your feedback, but let's just be nice on here. And I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.